רשרו של המים ורק השמיים תפילת האדם החול והים רשרו של המים ורק השמיים תפילת האדם. Oh God, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart.
And so it is with the words of the late Chana Senesh that I welcome you all into this sacred space this evening as we gather together to celebrate Ma'ariv, to celebrate the beginning of a new night and with it a new day. But to also recognize that there are so many in our community who are mourning and grieving this day. Not just the commemorations and observances of Yom HaShoah, which have been on our minds since last evening, but particularly to the friends and family of the late Walter Wagner, who was laid to rest earlier today and who we honor through this evening's davening. For those of you who are not regulars at part of our daily daven, we invite you to join along wherever and whenever you feel comfortable in our evening service. We are currently, are going to be in a moment on page 4 in our Mishkan Tefillah, in our prayer book. If you'd like to follow along, that can be done through the flip book on our website. We'll be posting that location, that URL in the comments section alongside of our stream in just a few moments. But the service will begin with the traditional evening prayers before pausing and taking more than a moment to remember and honor the life of Walter. But for now, let's rise as one and join our voices together with the words of Baruch Hu, our call to prayer on page 4.
Yai, 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 la, la, yai, 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 la, la, yai, 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 la, la, yai, 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 ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, לעולם לעולם ועד. יאי 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 ללי, יאי לי 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 ללי, יאי לי יאי ללי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי יאי ללי, יאי לי יאי לי לי ללי, יאי לי יאי לי לי לי.
I've just posted the link to our online Siddur, our digital flipbook. It runs exactly 20 pages ahead. We are currently on page 6 in the Siddur, or page 26 in the flipbook. And I invite you to join me in the evening prayer, the Ma'ariv Aravim. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בדברו מעריב ערבים, בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובדברו משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים. בשמורתיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולה אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור. ומעביל יום ובין לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה. אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים. As we turn forward, we continue with our words of love and thanks, set to be particularly popular amongst Walter's Netzer community.
אהבת עולם, את ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, קיימו משפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשופנו, וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר, ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד, שם כבוד, מלכותו לעולם, לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לתותפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בצמתי תכלת. והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, and that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there's no way to get from here to there except by wading into the sea, by joining hands, and if we're fortunate enough, by joining our voices together with those that we love. The words of Micha Mocher on page 16 in the Siddur, page 36 in the flip book.
I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the, I've been waiting in the, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the, I've been waiting in the, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, noa de'ilot, osef ele, noa de'ilot, osef ele. I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the, I've been waiting in the, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the velvet sea, oh, I've been waiting in the, I've been waiting in the.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Blessed are you, Eternal, who redeems all Israel and all humanity. Our evening prayer, the Hashkivenu, page 18.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. Amideinu malkeinu lechaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Ashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amideinu malkeinu lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amideinu malkeinu lechaim. Lechaim.
Eternal One, guard our going and our coming, to life and to peace evermore. Baruch Ata Adonai, Shomei Amo Yisrael, La'ad. On page 20 in our Siddur, page 40 in our flipbook, we turn to the words of the Chatzi Kaddish in advance of our Amidah.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה
אמן.
בעלמא יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחיי חון ובמחון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח ויתבר ויתרומם, ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה בריחו, לילה מן קל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ויאמרו Amen.
On page 74, we move forward to our Amidar. Our Amidar is our standing prayer, and I invite you, if you wish, to stand with us. It helps at times like this, times of trouble, times of uncertainty, times of loss, to know that there are people standing alongside of us. We'll begin the Amidah by offering the first three blessings as a community, and then continuing with our own silent personal prayer. At that time you might wish to choose to continue to offer the words of tradition, or you might instead choose to focus on the words and the thoughts of your heart. Either way, we know you're with us. The Amidah.
Ananana Adonai, Ananana Spartai Tiftach, Ananana Ufi Yagid Teilatecha, Ufi Yagid Teilatecha, Ufi Yagid Teilatecha.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Page 100.
Shalom Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom. Bimomah. Oh, say shalom. Bimomah. Uyase shalom. Uyase shalom. Uyase shalom. Aleinu. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down.
Indeed, that is our heartfelt prayer this evening and on all evenings, that the one who makes peace bring peace down to us, bring peace down to all humanity. But on this evening, when we also recognize the passing of our dear friend Walter Wagner, we also ask that one who brings peace down, bring peace also to him and to his glorious memory. We move forward in our service now to our prayers for a house and a place of mourning, when we acknowledge that there are many homes where we gather this evening. But as we offer these words, which can be found on page 576 in the Siddur, 596 in the flip book, I want to particularly acknowledge Ellie's home, and Stanley and Masha's home, his fiancée and his grandparents, who feel most acutely his loss at this time. But I also want to give permission for others amongst us who feel like mourners, to place ourselves with them in their homes as we grieve with them. For we are assembled with our friends in the dark shadow that has fallen on their family. And we come together this evening to raise our voices together in prayer to the source of life, asking for comfort and strength. We need light when gloom darkens our lives. To whom shall we look if not the Creator of light? We need strength and courage when pain and loss assail us. Where shall we find them if not in the thought of the one who preserves all that is good from destruction? We are blessed if we have never yet passed through the trials of bereavements. Some present here bear fresh wounds in their hearts and therefore feel more keenly the kinship of sorrow. Others whose days of mourning are more remote still recall the comfort of that sympathy brought to their sorrowing hearts. Our rational minds know that all things pass. Emotionally, though, it is hard to accept that all that lives must die, that all we prize is but lent to us, and the time comes when we must surrender it. We are travelers on the same road that leads to the same end. And we stand here tonight to acknowledge that a glorious, beautiful 24-year-old journey was brought to an end this past week, far too suddenly. And we offer our thoughts and our prayers through the words of tradition. Psalm 23, Adonai ro'i. Adonai ro'i lo echsar. A psalm of David. With God as my shepherd, I shall not want. You make me lie down in green pastures. You lead me beside still waters. You restore my soul. You set me in circles of righteousness for the sake of your name. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall feel no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. You spread a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Eternal forever. On page 557, Psalm 121.
Hisainai ele harim me'ayin yavo ezri mim Adonai Hoseh shamayim va'aretz al yiten lamot raglecha al yanum shomerecha hine lo yanum velo yishan hine lo yanum velo yishan shomer Yisrael Adonai shomerecha Adonai tzilecha al yad yeminecha al yad yeminecha yom hashemesh lo yakeka vayareach balayla Adonai yishmorecha mikol ra yishmor et nafshecha Adonai yishmor et etecha uvoecha me'ata ve'ad olam.
We offer these words of tradition in keeping with the teaching that it is the words of our ancestors that help us find our own words. But when confronted by such utter tragedy as the loss of a 24-year-old from, of all things, a heart attack, it doesn't seem that the words of tradition are even enough to help us find our words. There are indeed no words. but I will try my best to give honor to the memory of this man by sharing those words which I offered graveside at his funeral today. But in doing that, I want to acknowledge that I wasn't the only one who spoke. I was not the only one who cried out, and I'm certainly not the only one who is mourning. I've posted in the chat alongside the streaming of this most unusual memorial a link to the beautiful words that Ellie shared this afternoon. And I want to encourage all of you, whether you knew Walter and loved him or whether you didn't know him at all, to take a few moments to read those words. And I want to ask the others who shared their thoughts and their memories and their blessings, as well as their tears, their anger and their frustration at the grave today, to add their words to this living memorial. In these unusual times of the coronavirus, we've become accustomed to engaging digitally. So it will be Walter's Facebook page that lives on as one of his memorials. And I encourage all of you to continue to share your memories, your thoughts, your laughs and your loves, just as I share mine this evening. Our rabbis taught that there are 3 crowns: the crown of Torah, the crown of priesthood, and the crown of royalty. But they emphasized that the crown of a good name exceeds them all. In the book of Kohelet, we are taught that a good name is to be treasured above precious oil. Wealth, health, even life pass away, but a good name endures and lives forever. In this view, the Talmud teaches that monuments need not be erected to the righteous, for their deeds are their memorials. They will be remembered and revered for the kindness they have shown, for the love they have given. They are shining examples of what it means to be a mensch. And Walter Wagner was exactly that. A shining example of what it means to be a mensch. Born to Mila and Pavel Wagner on the 4th of March 1996 in Kielce, Poland. Walter was the only child in the family, and I think both of his parents would have agreed that he was the very best thing that came out of a complicated, difficult, and short-lived marriage. He was the apple in his mother's eye. She was so happy to have a son. Walter provided her with a singular focus, and she dedicated herself to building a better life for the both of them. Proud of her Jewish heritage, but with limited education and an opportunity, Mila, Malka, determined that there was no future for Walter and her in Poland. And so she made the difficult decision to move across the world and to try and start again. This decision was made even more agonizing because she understood that it would be impossible to build a new life while caring for a toddler. So with great reluctance, she moved to Australia alone in 2000, leaving the young Walter behind in Poland with his grandparents, Marcia and Stanley. And we grieve with them today. On arriving in Melbourne, Miller settled in Airport West and found clerical work while trying to improve her English and build a foundation for her family. One could hardly imagine How difficult those years apart must have been for Miller and for Walter, and how important the role Marcia played in Walter's life must have been. But having worked hard enough and established enough security and income, Miller was so glad when she was able to have Marcia and Walter join her in 2003. When Stanley followed a decade later, their family unit was complete here in Melbourne. Seeking community and a Jewish education for her son, Miller found her way here to TBI, to Temple Beth Israel, and soon after to the King David School. Walter would later add Netzer and close the circle on what was a deep and meaningful connection to community. Standing on the three legs of TBI, KDS and Netzer, Walter always felt strong. Many will recall that Miller spent a number of years working here as a key member of the TBI administrative team, filling a number of roles with good cheer and humour. And young Walter became a much-loved staff brat that would happily wander around the synagogue doing whatever he liked whenever he wanted. Could he have ever imagined that young boy would later become an invaluable member of our TBI facility team, setting up and breaking down for so many functions? He loved being part of community. I first came to know Walter as a student at KDS. And while I would never describe him as a great student, he was certainly great to have in class, as he was so inquisitive and so engaging. Walter never really liked school, but oh, how much he liked to learn. I doubt I'll ever meet anyone quite as curious as he. His sense of wonder and his thirst for knowledge were just incredible. Even as a teenager, he seemed to know so much about so much. And he was so frustrated that none of that seemed to help him do better at school. Like his mother before him, he was a voracious reader, and over the years amassed a significant and diverse library with interests ranging from Egyptology to criminology, and most recently, ancient Slavic languages. He loved the idea of being a lawyer, an advocate for justice and a defender of the defenseless. While he had a great respect for tradition, he struggled greatly, like many, with the notion of religion, particularly organized religion. And he never understood why I gave up the law to pursue a future in the rabbinate. He would constantly ask me, as recently as a month ago, when I would find an honest living. Throughout his adolescence, Walter also struggled with the dual demons of depression and fatigue. And when his mother began to struggle with her own demons of chronic pain, things became really difficult for him and for the family. But throughout those struggles, he never lost his love for life, his beautiful smile, or his incredible comedic timing. Even after the tragic loss of his beloved mother in a horrific motor vehicle accident, he never gave up chasing his dreams. Sure, life had dealt him some pretty hard cards. But as one of his friends noted in recent days, he was a warrior, a fighter. He was never afraid of what was to come. He was such a special soul, full of courage, bravery, and of course humor. So much inappropriate humor. In Netzer and on Shnat, he found a new purpose and a lifestyle that would give him structure and opportunity. We often joked that if Schnut was graded, he would have got an A+. He thought it was the only thing he was ever good at. After that year away, he returned to Melbourne, happier and healthier than ever, and began to chase opportunity, learning and experience at every corner. But he struggled to settle. He completed a certificate in personal training and developed a pattern of exercise and eating that would come to dominate his life. He really became a man mountain. Walter was never one for half measures. And while he wasn't always great at finishing things, while he was engaged in them, he did it with an energy and an enthusiasm that was palpable. He tried uni for a while and floated between jobs and homes. For a time, he developed a great passion for travel and was always looking for the next opportunity, the next challenge, the next amazing experience. Always good with people, he found his way into sales and loved the idea of making a deal. If I only had a coin, a real coin, for every time he told me that the future was going to be in Bitcoin. Walter certainly had the gift of the gab and had the amazing ability to talk himself in and out of any number of difficult or fantastic situations. Who amongst us has not fallen at one time or another under the spell of that amazing smile or beautiful laugh? It got him a long way in life and allowed him to gather a circle of friends and acquaintances across the globe who mourn him now. In recent times, Walter found such joy and comfort in the beauty of his relationship with Ellie. She was, as he told me, not just smart by name, but smart by nature. And she brought so much intentionality into his life. Ellie, we mourn with you too. But for all Walter's blessings, his intellect, his charm, and his love, and his ridiculously large muscles, those of us who knew him well understood that his was a troubled soul, and no amount of care or love could ever help him when he was pulled down by the spirits and forces he so nobly battled. As a poet and a writer, he understood the notion of irony better than most, which is why I find it so wonderfully beautiful that ultimately it was his heart that gave up. The truth is, he had done so many stupid things over his life. He'd regularly flaunted with injury and death. And ultimately, it was the one thing that he never lacked, heart, that failed him. My friends, mourning is the price we pay for having the courage to love others. And even in grief, we know that the wonder of life is too complex, too magnificent to be memorialized by endless pain. The gift of spirits Walter gave us cannot be measured or weighed, nor can they be lost or even tarnished by time. Even in this, our darkest hour, we know that some of the light and some of his warmth will always be with us, bringing us comfort and courage. And in the fullness of time, we pray healing and peace. May the memory of Walter Wagner be a blessing for all who know him. for all who knew him, and for all who loved him. We offer now the words of the memorial prayer dedicated in his memory.
אל מלא רחמים שוכן במרומים המצא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה עם קדושים וטורים כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמת נועה בן מלכה וולטר וגנר שלח לעולמו בעל הרחמים יסתירהו בסתר כנפיו לעולמים ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתו אדוני הוא נחלתו וינוח בשלום על משכבו ונאמר אמן.
Amen, amen, and amen. We turn forward in our service now to the concluding prayers to Aleinu, which can be found on page 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לבני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
We remain standing as we ready ourselves to offer the words of Kaddish Yatom. But in advance of that, we recognize that we as a people are in a liminal point in our year. We are making our way from liberation to revelation, from Pesach to Shavuot and through the days of the Omer. And so we count these days as one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Hayom 13 yom hem shavua echad v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is the 13th day of the Omer. That is 1 week and 6 days in the counting of the Omer. In addition to the extraordinary loss that is Walter Wagner, we recognize that there are many in our community who are feeling pain at this time. We particularly think of the family of Paul Shivah, who will be laid to rest on Thursday, as well as Mariette Steiner, Leah Kleiman, Henry Grebler and Rick Burns, who were all taken from their family circle in the last 7 days. As a community, we also recognize the passing of Michael Axel, Moshe Dinor, Hannah Forshaw, Richard Hardcourt, Solly Hendler, Alan Lang, Morris Phillips, Leon Rogers, Robert Stegeti, and Ronald Yep, all of whom were laid to rest in the last 30 days and whose shloshim we are still observing as a community. And on this, the 13th night of the Omer, we also recognize the yortzites of the following members of our community. We recognize the second yortzeit of Andrew Kapatsky, the 43rd yortzeit of Max Levine, the 57th yortzeit of Miriam Lazaro, the 29th Yortzeit of Tessa Silberberg, the 6th Yortzeit of Sylvia Finch, the 3rd Yortzeit of Jacques Meschenberg, the 29th Yortzeit of Beatrice Stroke, and the 41st Yortzeit of Salomon Henquin. We offer comfort and consolation to all of those that remember them, as well as all of those who are mourning and remembering at this time, as we offer the words of Kaddish Yatom and focus on the life-giving force of our memorial candle. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, ba'amad divrei chirotei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chei l'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach l'olam almai amaya, yiparach v'yishtabah v'yipa'ah v'yitruman v'yitnaseh, v'yitada v'yitalei v'yitalal Shmei d'Kudisha, le'elam min kol brichata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ba'alma v'imru, Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to all of us, to all Israel, to all humanity, and to that we say Amen.
Amen.
I want to wish everyone who's joining us tonight in this daily daven and this Shivah Minyan the longest of lives, and invite you to join us tomorrow for more joyous occasions, for our lunch and learn beginning at 12 o'clock, or perhaps again as we gather for daven for prayer tomorrow evening at 6:15. But for now, we'll finish our service this evening in celebration of Walter's life by offering a song which was so very dear to him, that gave him so much joy, so much peace, and so much purpose. We finish our prayer with Anachnu hachalutzim shel Netzer. We are the pioneers of Netzer.
This one's for Welty. Let's make it huge, everyone. העולם צריך להיות מוכן לקבל. תנו הנצח פשוט מחשמל, יד הגשמה בישראל. אנחנו החלוצים של נצר, אנחנו החלוצים של נצר. לעצמך עזור לים ותיצור תיקון עולם, ואז ניסן בדרך אל האושר, ואז ניסן בדרך אל האושר. הנה פרחנו יחד מההתחלה, אנחנו נוער עם יכולת ועוצמה, סוללים את הדרך לעלייה. יצרנו נצר, דבר נפלא, אווה 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 אווה, נשיר ביחד שיר פריחה. אנחנו החלוצים של נצר, אנחנו החלוצים של נצר. לעצמך עזור לים ותיצור תיקון עולם, ואז ניסן בדרך אל האושר, ואז ניסן בדרך אל האושר. We are the pioneers of Netzer, I, you, and me. We are the pioneers of Netzer. Know yourself, help the people, and create tikkun olam. And we'll march along the path of happiness. And we'll march along the path of happiness.
Walter, we hope and pray that that is exactly where you are marching.